Hi everyone. If you want to be able to run Android apps and games on your older PC, or one that is rather low in specs, then you should consider Player. It's a very lightweight or memory efficient but highly stable Android emulator that allows you to run Android apps and games on Windows and Mac OS. As you can see here, while running Free Fire, it consumes about 700 megabytes of RAM in total, and yet the game feels light and smooth. Although the total CPU resource and memory consumption will vary depending on the apps or games you're running, unlike other emulators such as the Google's Android emulator, the Android device emulation by Player does not eat up your CPU power and memory. In addition, if we use my case as a reference, considering that my PC is not a gaming PC, as it has modest specs and a built-in graphics, the lightness and stability of this emulator deserves a praise. Alright, now let me just quickly run through some of the important stuff offered by Player. First, the latest Player uses Android 12, which means it will support virtually all the latest apps and games. Secondly, and perhaps the most important thing, is that it includes the Google Play Store, where you can get all your favorite Android apps and games right from the emulator itself, just like on a real Android device. And then if the games on the Play Store are not enough for you, you can also go to Moo Store to explore more games. And if these are still not enough, you may get the APK files from other sources and then install them in just a few clicks. Alright, the next thing I want to talk about is the emulated device settings. If you go to the device model options, you can choose the Android device brand and model you want to emulate. If your PC specs are high enough, then you should go for the latest model. Otherwise, you may set it to an older one. And then if you open the Performance tab, you can adjust the amount of system resources to be allocated for this device, which ideally should match the model you chose earlier. If you intend to run only small or light apps on this emulated device, you may set it to low. Otherwise, and if your PC specs allow it, you should set it to high. Or you may customize it to your preference, or to closely match the selected device model while maintaining some balance with your system. And lastly, if you go to the display options, you can change the display orientation and size, whether it's landscape like mine here, or it's portrait like a regular phone. Alright, once you configure your device, you may also set a shared folder on your PC to be accessible from your Android device. To do that, click the three dots, select More Tools, Shared Folder, and then click Change the Shared Folder path. Select a folder on your PC, and then click Select Folder. Now if we go to the same Shared Folder menu, and then click Open the Shared Folder on Android, the shared folder will be shown on Files app. Alright, now should you need another device of different model and settings, you can create another one without changing the settings of your existing device. To do that, go to the Player window, select Devices, and then click New. Select the desired screen orientation, then click Advanced Options, and then click your preferred operation mode, and finally click Create. On the newly created device, click the three dots on the right, and then click Device Settings to configure the new device like we did earlier. Alright, so if you're interested in using this emulator, please do the following instructions. Before you install the emulator, please enable the CPU virtualization on your UEFI BIOS settings. To do that, you can follow the instructions in my other video, whose link is included on this video's description. Once done, open your web browser and search for Player. Alternatively, you may just click the link on this video's description to open the Player's official website. Then click the download button to download the online installer. Once downloaded, run the online installer. Once the installation is done, you may configure the device like what I showed you just now. Alright, so that's how to install and configure Player. I hope you find this tutorial useful, and thank you for watching.